What's up, everyone? We are live at 5. It is Tuesday, March 13th. I'm Paul Wontorek.
And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we are joined by content producer Matt Roden.
Hi, everybody.
Today, we have a Tony winner in the house. And not only a Tony winner, a Big Brother winner.
That's right.
Hello. Never thought we'd say that.
Marissa Jaret Winokur is here
Yes.
with us.
Hairspray
So excited.
icon. There's an icon here.
I think she's iconic.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're going to get to Marissa first. Let's do today's top 5.
Okay, so Sarah Bareilles and Duncan Sheik are joining forces, per se. Ryan?
Yes, a brand new musical, an adaptation of sorts of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland.
Duncan Sheik's been working on this for a while.
Yes, for a long time. And so then through a weird series of events, somebody was talking to him about something else on Twitter, and he responded with, oh, well, Sarah Bareilles' amazing musical Waitress is still on Broadway. Sadly, mine, American Psycho, no longer is. Tear.
Sad. We are sad
Yes.
about that.
But he's like, but we're getting together to work on this Alice in Wonderland musical. So we don't quite know, like, is she starring in it? Is she helping write it? Maybe some of us know. But, it's we're going to figure it out very soon. No timeline, though, and no other creatives involved. Just Duncan Sheik and Sarah Bareilles working on Alice in Wonderland.
All I'm going to say about what I know about it is that we all know Sarah Bareilles is a great actress now.
She is. She loves the stage now. So
let's leave it at that. See what happens with this show.
But very excited.
Grand Hotel and In the Heights both had press events today where they gave previews of what their performances are going to be. Paul, you were there.
You're still basking.
Is it my birthday? Because it felt like my birthday, because these are two of my favorite musicals, and I just sat in rehearsal rooms today and watched some really talented people sing at me.
Right.
For me, they were singing at me.
You are glowing.
I'm very.
You walked in the office like with an aura.
I'm very open about my Grand Hotel obsession. It's my favorite musical, 1989. The kids don't know it, but they will.
Soon.
It is such a beautiful, complicated, it's like great characters, great, beautiful score. Anyway, they're doing it at Encores next week, and today they had a press event, and I got to see Brandon Uranowitz sing at the Grand Hotel / Table with a View, which is Kringeline's first song. And by the way, I remembered that Chip Zien played that role on Broadway, and he played Mendel in falsettos right before. So he literally did the same career path that Brandon is doing right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Helena York gave us some Flemschen. I want to go to Hollywood. But there's also James Snyder looking dashing, Natasha Diaz, John Dossett, and Irina Dvorovenko, who's playing Gruzhinskaya, who I just met today, and she's gorgeous, and I can't wait to see. And anyway, I'm sorry, I know I'm running over, but In the Heights. So that's at Encores, and then they're doing In the Heights at Kennedy Center.
Right. Yes.
Both these shows are March 21st to 25th. In the Heights is being directed by Stephanie Clemens, an original cast member, and again, A-list cast, incredible.
Crazy.
But there is a clip of Anna Villafañe giving us a little Nina. And Josh Rhodes is the one reinventing Grand Hotel. And by the way, that's his first Broadway show, he told me.
Wow.
So that's why it means something
connected.
to him. He's directing and choreographing. But with a real eye to Tommy Toon's original production as well.
Amazing.
Anything else we should know about these two? I know you're very into
we
it.
could do a half-hour episode
all of
about
that.
this, but we have a Tony Big Brother winner.
Yes,
in
we
the
do.
house.
Drama League honorees were also announced today, Ryan.
Yeah, so two of Broadway's biggest, Idina Menzel and Casey Nicholaw, are both being honored at the Drama League Awards. Idina Menzel is getting the Distinguished Achievement in Musical Theater Award, and she'll be back off-Broadway soon in Skin Tight. I believe that starts May 31st at the Laura Pels. And then Casey Nicholaw is getting the Founders Award for Excellence in Directing. The awards will be held Wednesday, April 18th. We will also find out all of the nominees who are being nominated by the Drama League.
This is the one where they nominate 80 actors for one trophy.
And then Outstanding Play, Outstanding Revival, Outstanding Musical, Outstanding Revival of a Musical.
But let's just be clear. This is when you want to get really cool people to your event.
Yes, you make
give them
this
a special
huge
award and you call it something.
Exactly.
And now Idina Menzel will be there.
Perfect.
Gorge. Broadway baby Andy Mientis is playing Tommy. Tell us about it, Paul.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, Tommy. The Who's Tommy.
The Who's Tommy.
It's that one, right? Not a different Tommy. The Denver Center is doing it. And and Sam Buntrock, who did Sunny in the Park with George on Broadway, which is fantastic. Andy Mientis is going to play Tommy. So this is going to be an interesting production. It's in Denver, but we have our eye on it because interesting people involved. Andy Mantis, of course, was in Smash. You know that. And Les Mis and Spring Awakening and Broadway.com vlogging. And
Has there ever been a revival of Tommy?
there has not on Broadway.
has
There
not.
was
Not on
one that was
Broadway, on
supposed to come
Broadway.
from
Yeah.
Canada a few years
Right.
ago that didn't. No, there has not been.
So maybe this is
Could be the
It might
one.
be time.
This could be the one.
And we got a whole slew of Broadway leads going into shows tonight. Who are they, Ryan?
Yes. Well, first of all, we have Santino Fontana joining Hello Dolly as Cornelius,
Gavin
beginning
Creel is
tonight.
on leave.
Gavin Creel is
Right.
recovering from back surgery, so he will be back. And then Santino's got, because Santino has Tootsie to get
Oh,
ready for.
dying to see Tootsie.
So excited.
Literally begged to get into a workshop last week, and they were like, "Sorry, no."
We also have Stephanie Torrens going on as Jenna in Waitress until Catherine McPhee comes on.
Original
April.
cast member.
Yes, she's been
Yep.
with the show for a long time.
Yep.
And we have Phoenix Best going into Dear Evan Hansen as
don't know her, but
Alana.
great
I
name.
love
Yes,
her.
she's a great name. And
Jenner
she's
studied Seeley.
fantastic.
Jenner studied
Yeah.
Seeley in Color Purple.
She's fantastic. So yeah, lots of new stars on the boards. But that's all I have. That's it for me.
All right,
That's-
Ryan. Hit the road. Marissa Jaret Winokur is going to take your spot. Mr. Roden, will you please tell us about Marissa Jaret Winokur?
I would love to. Marissa is known for her Tony-winning performance as Tracy Turnblad in the Broadway musical Hairspray, which they did a reunion concert of last night. I'm sure they'll talk about that. She was a contestant on the popular reality competition Dancing with the Stars, and from 2010 to 2011, she served as co-host on the daily talk show The Talk. She's also appeared on television in Stacked, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Steve Harvey Show, Dance Her Ass Off, All About Sex, just to name a few. And in 2018, very recently, Winokur participated in the inaugural edition of Celebrity Big Brother, one of my favorite shows, where she was crowned the winner. So she's here to talk to us about all of the things today. If you have questions for Marissa, which I know you do, leave them in the comments below, and we'll get to as many as we possibly can. And now, here is Paul and Marissa Jaret Winokur.
Hi, Marissa Jaret Winokur.
Hello. Well, we were just talking about all the new stars. I was like, what about the old Broadway stars? What about them?
Actually, my favorite thing about doing the news with you in the room is you react to all the news stories. like,
ooh,
you
I
have
love
commentary
it.
on everything. I loved it.
I know nothing. I was like, I only know about Grand Hotel because I was following your Instagram today. I was like, ooh, they're doing Grand Hotel. Ooh, in the Heights. Like, and then just sitting here, I was like, oh, yay. I'm your live audience.
You are a Celebrity Big Brother winner? What?
Guys, I won. I won.
So crazy. I have to tell you, I never watched Big Brother in my life until
Never watched it.
I watched
I
it
love
for
Big
you.
Brother.
Of course.
Yeah,
thank
I watched
you.
it for you.
Thank you for
and so, but for
watching.
me, it was all new. It was like a brand new show. I was
Right.
like, what is head of household? I was so excited.
Oh my God. Julie Chen actually said, she's like, so many of my friends are like, I've never watched it before, but I'm watching it. And we're both like, it's literally been on for 19 seasons. How have you not watched it? But like, obviously, it was like 6 million viewers. Like, it was so many more than it normally is. So obviously, we brought in a new crop of people. No,
I
I've watched
know.
every season. I'm a big fan.
I'm obsessed.
I'm a huge fan.
So, how crazy is it that you have this title now? And I mean, it's just
Well,
nuts.
last night when I was singing at our Sweet 16
Yes.
thing that you guys were kind of talking about,
We're going to talk about it in a second.
okay. They literally were like, and straight from the Big Brother house. I'm like, wait, no, Tony Award winner. Like, I was like, wait, that cannot be my new title. Like, Big Brother winner. I'm like, because there's literally a bunch of probably people in the audience that are like, oh, she won Big Brother and know nothing about Tracy Turnblad. Like, I'm like, wait, remember when I was on Broadway? Wait, I was a Broadway actress once.
We can't forget. You were
You can't, but I bet there's a whole crop of
children
like
need to
kids
know.
out there who are like,
children
oh,
need to
that's
know."
that Tracy voice. I know it. I know that voice. I started to sing. They're like, oh, that's that album I heard once back in the day
Stop.
from my mother.
And you were on Hairspray Live.
I was.
Yeah, you were
I
in
mean,
there.
I was barely. They
You had
turned
a
my mic
moment.
off. No, they turned my mic off because they were like, you can't sing. Because literally I came out during rehearsal and I went, Mama! Like I literally did in Hairspray and I was like the Pinkies person. Like I was not supposed to do that. And literally they were like, and you just lost your mic. Like I lost my mic because they didn't trust that in the live show that I wouldn't like just click right into Tracy. I came out and gave you full Tracy Turnblad as Pinky's assistant. But I was like, go find the clip. I'm literally in the back doing all my same beats. Like I couldn't not do it.
I love that.
Because it was Harvey.
So, what happened last night?
We were doing a benefit.
Right. What's it called? Broadway.
Broadway
Broadway
Belts.
Belts. Thank
Broadway
you.
Belts,
I'm like,
yeah.
that's what your job is,
That's
right?
why
That's
I'm
your
here.
job over
Yep,
there.
yep, that's why
it's
I'm
like PFF. It's for preliminary fibrosis foundation. And we were all there to benefit Margot Lyon.
Original Hairspray.
Yes, and the
producer,
original, our mother, our mama.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and she's having a little battle herself. So So I flew in and I sang Good Morning Baltimore
Wow.
and gave the kids a show.
And
They
who was
heard
there?
the album.
It looks like great people.
Yeah, Harvey was there, of course. And then Matt's home with his baby because Matthew Morrison has a 4-month-old baby. So he
Follow him on Instagram.
Follow
Cute
him.
baby
It's so
photos.
cute.
Yeah.
The baby's name is like Revelation. I just call it Rev because it rhymes with Zev. So we have Rev and Zev now. My son's name is Zev.
Aw.
I know you know that, but the children, they don't know. And so I have a little boy named Zev. So we have Rev and Zev now. But follow him. His baby's so cute, and he's so cute, and his wife is ridiculously hot. So he wasn't there, but Andrew Reynolds stepped in for Link, and Aaron. I'm gonna say his last name wrong.
Tveit.
Yes,
Tveit was there.
I can spell it, but I
These are
can't
both,
say
they
it.
both- They both played Link Larkin.
Like a crazy group of people went through there. Jen Gambatese was there doing
Awesome.
Penny. Chester Gregory was
Yep.
there singing. So it was a lot of the original, and then a bunch of in betweens.
Yeah, well, a lot of
Yeah.
people went through that Hairspray. I mean, a lot of people have done Hairspray. It's
I mean, that was
amazing.
like Andrew Reynolds was the understudy. Like I only went on with him because somebody was like off getting married when I like filled in once for Carly. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, it was a great time.
And so you've been, you live in LA, you live
I do-
100% in California.
Yeah, we have a place here now.
95%.
We
Oh, you
do
do?
have a place here
Oh,
now because
okay.
my husband's show Crashing
Oh, right,
on HBO.
yeah.
So
Which
my
I
husband,
love, by the
it's
way.
a great show.
Oh, I totally watched
They just
it.
got picked up for 3rd season, so
Yep.
they'll be back. So my husband shoots here 5 months out of the year. So we do
Okay.
have an apartment here. So I am willing to come back to I would love to come back to Broadway. Everyone always asks me, like, why aren't you doing Broadway? I'm like, because nobody asks me.
Right, she's
like, I
ready.
love you guys. Like, I love everybody that's like, why aren't you doing it? Because nobody asks me. So
Right.
so I'm hoping that this Big Brother stunt is gonna
Right.
I don't know why no one asks me, but no one has. So I'd love I have an apartment here. You don't even have to pay for a changing location.
Now you've also been directing
I
in LA.
have.
I've been watching the
Thank you.
metamorphosis of Marissa.
I would love if I could just direct, I would, but no one's paying me really a lot to do that yet, so I can't do it
But you're directing
at Rockwell.
right. Rockwell's like the
doing-
cool space in LA, and they
Yeah,
do a
I'm-
lot of the those parody shows.
That's what I'm
And didn't
directing.
you direct Bridesmaids?
Bridesmaids, yeah,
Right.
the parody, and I'm about to start Clueless right now.
Oh.
So
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
I'm
Was it
loving
Clueless
that.
supposed to be a Broadway musical? I feel like somebody was working on that.
Whatever, we're doing the parody.
And you also were in Hocus Pocus.
I was in Hocus Pocus
Yes.
because I was trying to be cool for just like one moment. I was like, wait, it's such a great space because it's such a silly thing to talk about, but it's like a space that I honestly feel like is the only space in Los Angeles that like lets people just like sing their faces off and you don't have to be a star. And I found so many great untapped talents that like people didn't know of in LA, and then they get casting directors to see that, and everyone goes to it because
Yeah.
it's in this like cool trendy area that like I literally go home after the show immediately because I'm like, I do not belong here. Everybody's way hip and cool. And
So what's going on with getting Zev, your adorable son,
Yeah.
that thing that he wanted?
you mean the warp wall?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, because all my Broadway fans out there are really gonna know what the hell
What's the
that
name?
is.
What's the name of that show? I like
Oh.
that
America
show.
Ninja Warrior.
It's the
Oh,
show
I
yeah.
where,
mean, there's
like,
a lot to see, you guys. That show is amazing, and there's some hot things going up and down walls. So
That's why I know
say
about
watch
it. That's why
that
I
show.
watch it on weekends
'Cause it's
sometimes. Oh yeah,
The-
totally.
I mean, and the
So they
women
run
are
up the wall.
badasses.
It's one
And
of
at the
those
very end, they
walls.
run up this wall. It's
Right.
14-foot wall that's
Right.
going in my backyard.
Are you actually getting one? You
Literally, I
so
promised
you
him.
promised your son that if you won.
I promised him if I won Celebrity Big Brother
and
that
how
I would
long
buy
were
for
you
him
actually away from him?
30 days.
30 days.
30,
Was it
30
horrible?
nights, 31 days.
Was it hard?
It was in the beginning, and then I like sort of just like shut down and was like,
Hmm.
oh, this is kind of nice. Like I'm not doing science homework. I'm not like having to field calls. Nobody's texting me. Like I'm having a hard time getting back. Like I'm obviously doing social media because
Yeah.
I feel like I have to, but it's been really hard to like reconnect with people. It's a little post-traumatic stress disorder.
It was like you were living in the 1990s, you know, and everything was easier.
Where
and
you just like talk to your friends. Like I know more about these 11 people than I know about people that I've known for 10 years.
Right.
Because all you had to do was literally talk to each other. Like, and I ate the most unhealthy, like I've never been more unhealthy in my life, and I've been really unhealthy in my life. Like I've like had some stunts of like when I was like, I'm Tracy Turnblad, I have to stay fat. Like I wasn't fat enough on my own. I was totally fine. But I was like, I have to eat the worst food possible. I lived off of like cream cheese and Doritos and Diet Coke because I literally didn't want to clean dishes. So I just ate paper towel food, I called it. Like it had to just
Sounds like heaven.
It was amazing. It was amazing. You know what? Winning made it way better. Like I definitely
Right.
know that like now that I'm out, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I won.
Right.
You know, but inside it was a really neat experience. Like I realized like even me joking about like not joking, I do want to come back to Broadway, but even realizing that like, oh wait, you know what? we can come back to Broadway. Like, because my whole thing with not coming back to Broadway really has been, it's really hard with a child. And I respect everyone that does it, but I'm like, I like do everything so full out that like, it's hard for me to be like half a mom and half and when in LA, I can do TV and film. And Broadway like takes all of my heart and soul. And it was the first time like in the house, I was like, wait, I want to do what I want to do. Like I've been doing a lot for my child, which I'm going to continue to do, but there's no reason for us all not to move to New York and do a Broadway show again. But it was like, I joke about it now that no one asked. Like there have been people that have asked. I just wasn't ready. So now that I'm ready, go ahead and ask.
How much does that wall cost?
Well, I want to say not a lot.
Okay.
But that's because I just won $250,000 in cash. So like,
right, yeah, that's
so like
the
I mean, it's too much
right,
for a
much.
wood piece.
It's too much.
But
he's
it's
not
too
letting
much.
down. He's not like, you know what, Mom, forget it.
Oh, no. I'm getting that wall. That wall is absolutely going to be in my life. Yeah.
Do you get a slack for being friends with Omarosa now?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean-
for sure. She's a very interesting person. There, like we definitely had a day where she came over. She forced me to have a cookout after we did the talk, and she's like, "You're doing the cookout." I was like, "No, we're not doing that cookout." And she was like, "You're doing that cookout." And she showed up at my house with 5 people, and then security guards were outside, and some of the cast came over, and we all put our phones down, and we're like, okay, we're going to ask you all the things we wanted to ask you and we couldn't ask you, you know?
Oh, wow.
And so there's so much interesting stuff that comes out of her. It's interesting, you guys, I don't know which is the real Omarosa because she was producing that show while she was sitting in the show. So I think that's how she is in her life as well. When you would just talk to her on a one-to-one normal, you're like, she is a very lovely person.
Right.
I think she is producing reality TV at all times in her head. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
that's really interesting.
Like, I mean, like, she would be like, now that was good TV. And I'm like, we're still on camera. It's like, because she would say things like, that was just for the show. I'm like, but this is still the show. Like, because there was cameras filming us at all times, but they never showed that part.
But she knew when the clip was going to end.
She knew when they were like, this is a,
Right.
She knew.
Right.
Like, I mean,
Right.
it was pretty amazing. It was amazing watching her.
Matt wrote in, are there any questions?
There are.
Sorry, I talked so much.
No. These are. I mean, it's great. Okay, so this is a good one. Megan wants to know.
Hi,
She
Megan.
says, Marissa, congrats on your win. I'm dying to know which Big Brother vet you'd love to play against in an All Stars edition, and which Broadway vet would you want to play against?
Okay. I want to play against Derek because I think Derek is one of the best. And I think Derek was one of the people who actually said that I was going to win, which made me go like, oh, he saw my game. So, which a lot of people still didn't see my game, but like I clearly had a game, you guys. So Derek, because I feel like Derek would literally, I wouldn't be able to BS him. Who on Broadway? I mean, like, I feel like there's so many people that would completely fall apart in that house, but I think like Laura Bell Bundy would be like my favorite, obviously, to be in the Big Brother house with because she's so crazy and I love her so much.
Your
So
original
Laura Bell,
Amber,
my
your
original
rival,
Amber.
yes.
Yeah, I mean Megan Hilty could be fun, but I don't know. I don't think Megan could take it. I love you, Megan, but I don't think you could take it.
What about you in a house with just all actresses who played Amber? Just like 10 Ambers.
Or
I'd
just
watch.
the Amber type. That would be amazing. Well, I actually was thinking, I'm like, what if they had like all the Tracy Turnblatts in the house together?
Oh my God,
That would be horrible.
Oh my God.
One Tracy Turnblatt and 10 Ambers, amazing. And a bunch of links. Now that's a good show. That's me and a bunch of links, actually.
Brady wants to know, and David as well, what's your dream role to come back to Broadway?
My dream role would be Mama Rose. I mean, like, I would love to do Gypsy. That's like my dream. I know I look like I'm 15, but I feel like anything Ethel Merman did, I again got like so typecast, obviously as Tracy Turnblad, but my voice, my real voice of how I would sing is much more like Ethel Merman. You could only imagine. So anything Ethel
I
Merman
love
did,
that.
yeah, it would be what I would want to do. I'm actually like, maybe I should just do Gypsy in like Palm Springs and let people see me doing it, and then be like, okay, do it.
That's like my favorite place, so I would totally
Okay,
go for
then
the
you'd
whole
come.
run. I'd be there the
thank
whole
you.
run. Yeah.
Thank you. And then maybe you could tell people to come
Yeah, then it'd be like, let's get the money
and then they're
together.
like, oh my God, Marissa's going to do Gypsy on Broadway.
Yeah, totally. We'll go from Palm
Yes.
Springs. A lot of shows just go directly from Palm Springs to Broadway. We all know that. It's
Yeah.
It's the direct route.
Direct route as far away as possible.
Allison, she spells it Alican.
Yeah, I know who she is. Hi, Allison.
Allison wants to know what's your favorite memory from Hairspray.
Allison, why don't you just ask me? My favorite memory from Hairspray is always going to be when Matt Morrison's sweat would drip on my face and I would lick it.
My favorite thing about Hairspray that I remember is
was my
that
best part.
Matt, it was like his first big thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you were just like openly always so flirty with him,
Yeah,
which
always.
was so adorable.
No, and I was husband, my husband,
yeah.
who was my boyfriend at the time.
But it was
no,
just it's
who
just like,
cares?
yeah,
No,
like
that's
a
my thing.
showmance, like an onstage. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was like I was practicing for Big Brother.
And now
then.
you're like BFFs for life. It's adorable.
Yeah, we are. We live like we live a mile apart in Los Angeles, and we bought an apartment in his building in New York. So we're very codependent.
I love it.
David wants to know, what were you most surprised by in Big Brother?
Surprised?
Yeah.
Oh, that I won. Honest to God, that I won. Also, that we didn't have any daylight, so we didn't ever get to see the sun. So
Weird.
they had kind of mentioned you're not going to get to go outside, but
You guys never went outside?
No, our outside time was from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. And there was like a sliver that if you looked up, you were like, maybe that's the sky, but it was the same black as the tarp. So we didn't have any outside
Why can't there
air.
be a backyard with
There
air?
There normally is.
There normally is, but because our turnover was so fast, our challenges were always being built. So
right,
we were basically locked in the house, so
Right.
we couldn't hear what was going on.
Challenges were crazy.
I climbed a wall. I climbed a wall and was like, I'm too old for this. Oh my God, I'm too old for this in a harness. But the worst part of the harness was because of the harness, they have to weigh you. So literally I came out on the field and they were like, okay, just up on the scale. And I was like, no, I lose the challenge. I give up. Like, do not put me on a scale. Like, I was like, I quit. They were like, nobody will see the number but us. I'm like, I'm not getting on a scale. Like, it was a total moment. I was like, please don't make me do that.
Any funny or embarrassing memories from Hairspray?
Oh my God. Once they lowered at the end, there was that big hairspray wig at the end that was made out of wood. And I was like literally walking off. And one time they just like lowered it too soon and hit me in the head with it. And I like got knocked out.
Oh
and
my God.
In all honesty, nobody cared. Like nobody cared backstage. And I was like, wait, I just got hit in the head. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nope. That's
Broadway. Showbiz.
How has it felt seeing all of the Tracys pop up across the country in high schools and in regional theaters?
Well, that's wonderful. I mean, like watching people getting to do. I saw the first Hairspray production I saw was maybe like 3 years after I'd left. Mark Shaman brought myself and a bunch of us to a high school performance of it. It was like one of the first that did it, and getting to see people do Hairspray in high schools is amazing because it's giving opportunities to girls. Like I should have been Rizzo in Grease when I was in high school, and I didn't get cast as Rizzo because I wasn't physically the right type. Or like when we did Guys and Dolls, even like I wasn't Adelaide, and I should have been, because I wasn't physically right. So to get to be able to play the lead in these high school shows and high school or in like repertoire theater is like the girl that doesn't get to be the lead that obviously should be the lead.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. And also like I think a lot of schools can teach about segregation and during that time. Now I've seen some schools choose to ignore the whole segregation plot, and
Not cool.
I think that that's a really bad idea. I think that if a school does do it or a town does do the show, that if you decide to take seaweed out of it, that's a bad choice.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, I watched it
That's
happen,
the point of the
and
show.
then my son did not go to that. We were looking at schools for kindergarten, and they did Hairspray, and I was like, "This is amazing!" And they literally were like, "And seaweed." Like seaweed was in the opening, like Amber and seaweed. I was like, "What?" No, what just happened? I was like, Zev, you were not going to that school because there were sixth graders.
Horrible.
Like,
Can't
that's
you like
a
pull
great,
the rights? Can't you like pull? Can't they?
You
know what I mean?
can, but like, was I going to report this little like
Yeah, I mean,
if
elementary
anyone-
school?
if anyone was
can do
going
it,
to-
I'm going to do it. No, but it's such a great way to teach integration,
Yes.
especially because that's what we do in school.
Yeah.
We learn about that.
Right.
If you could choose a role for Zev on Broadway, what would it be? Erica wants to know.
Oh God, Erica, like maybe a grip if I'm even gonna let him that close. My son has zero charisma, you guys. He's not ever gonna play. I love him so much. He is an athlete. Like he has so much charisma. Like the charisma that I feel like I have on stage, he has when he's playing soccer. He has when he's playing baseball. But like he steals focus in his school plays because he's so bad. Like he's that kid who's like, and then the cow said moo. And I'm like, oh my God, just stand still. Like, he steals focus for being uncharismatic, but he's the best. Sorry.
We have to let Marissa go.
No.
this is so
Limited
No.
time. But, is there anything else you want the people to know? Or
People to know.
Well, they should follow you. First of all,
Follow
you're
me.
very
I'm
entertaining on
active.
Instagram these days.
I have to be because there's a
your
whole new
job.
generation. Well, it's like this whole new group of people just from Big Brother that don't know anything about me except that they liked me on Big Brother,
Right.
and they're like, "Yay, you and Ross!" So I'm like, "Oh my
Right.
God, I have to keep it up. I got to keep up with the kids." So I am very active on Instagram.
Yeah, I
You're
love
right.
it.
You're right.
I enjoy it. I'm enjoying
you.
all of it.
Thank you. I enjoy yours.
And I love seeing you. I'm so glad you came
Thank
to New
you.
York and you
Of
got to
course.
stop by.
I know it's
Please
so
stop
fun.
by
Look at your new
anytime.
studio.
And let me know about Gypsy Palm Springs. I'm in.
Gypsy Palm Springs.
So in.
2018. I'm there.
Okay, you guys, we're going to say goodbye to Marissa, and we're going to let Matt take us out.
Do I take you out?
Yeah.
Go.
Thanks everybody for watching. You know you can watch us live at 5 p.m. every single weekday here on Broadway.com's Facebook page. And if you want a different way to consume this show, you can listen to us at the Live at 5, a daily Broadway podcast, which if you haven't already, you should subscribe to. That's all. That's all we have for today. Tune in tomorrow. Nathan Lee Graham, the diva herself, is coming by to hang out. We will see you all then. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Bye.